So welcome to another class on BigBlueButton, and I want to assume that you have already created your account through the previous method that we talked about, and today I want to talk about creating a class and how do you able to navigate through different tools that are built inside this system. So remember we said, so these are synchronous system you can use to do synchronous learning, and we also said about it being interfaced with other learning management systems. So majorly this is for synchronous learning, where you are talking about engaging a student one-on-one, however through a media, and this system will act as that media so that you're able to carry out your normal teaching and learning. It's almost similar to the physical learning. The only thing here, we are using a system to do that. So this system gives you a variety of tools to use in terms of interacting with your students. So today we're going to look at how do we create a class, a meeting, and they're able to use different tools. So this is the dashboard. When you log in, it takes you to this dashboard. So when you want to create a class, you create room. It takes you to this window where you have the name and the URL. So if you want to add a class, you click add room, then include what you want to teach. In this case, I want to teach about medical microbiology. Then you create the room or the class, and then it takes you to this window that gives you other options. So you can see your name of the class that you have created, the invitation URL, and this is what you need to share with your students. But something to note here is since it's used as an interface with other learning management systems, so you'll find that when you use this tool, students will already been enrolled. So in this case, I'll try to share the link with my colleagues so that we see how they're able to join and become students. And then there's another option here of joining, and of course you have other options of a calendar in case you had other plans, you create other activities for other classes. You can use a calendar to do that. Other details you can edit, you can as well join, and you can as well delete the class. So in this case, we'll want to join so that you're able to start the interaction. But before we move there, it's good to mention that the system only gives you 1 hour to do the synchronous learning. But again, if you want more hours, that means you have to subscribe. So you click your marketplace, and then there are a variety of options in terms of what other things you can do with this system. So for now, for the free version we have, you can only allow up to 1 hour. But if you feel your meeting, your class goes up to 2 to 3 hours, then there are other options for you. However, you must subscribe. So these are the subscriptions. You can go through them. For example, we have plan name, personal, bronze, silver. You also have another option of gold, enterprise 1 and 2, and each have their own description. So for example, if you are to choose personal, you'll have to pay about $8 for you to get these services. It has a maximum of 100 users. case you are doing recording storage, you'll be given 10 GB to do that. So you can subscribe as you move. For now, we don't have these capabilities of what this one can offer. So in case the nature of your class, then you may choose any subscription. So that's what I wanted to mention. Let's go back to how do we create a class. So you already have a link, and this link will be shared to students so that they're able to join in. So from their side, they also need to have their logins if they're actually using a BigBlueButton. So they need to create their own profiles, their credentials, through the same process that we have undergone to create ours. So let's share this through one of our colleagues through their emails, and let's see how they're able to join our students. So if you're using LMS, you realize that your student is already been logged in, not actually logged in but enrolled into the system. So anytime you want to start a blue button, they're able to get the link, an invitation, so that they're able to join. So let's see how that moves. Now that we have already shared the link with the students, we can now join to start the class. And always good to share your link beforehand. So it takes you to this interface where it talks about how do you like to join the audio. So you can either, if you are a student, you just want to listen, but because you are an instructor or a trainer, you want to click the microphone, and that will be able to establish the audio connection. So it tests your echo test. You can just say yes.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
So this is the interface where you need to do your learning or do your presentation. So let's go through this interface. So this is what we call the presentation area or the whiteboard, more similar to what we have in a physical class. And on your far left, where you have messages, you can chat with your students. And here the other options of saving the messages. You can copy or clear the messages. Again, shared notes. So this again, if you feel you want to type something that the objectives and everything, you can always do here. So far, all your users, all your students will be enrolled here. So anyone who joins, so now it is me. So let's see if one of the students will join. So as they do that, let's go to where you're doing your presentation or the whiteboard. There are other options that you can use that are available for you to use. So we have the topic that you're presenting. Okay, I can see one of the students has joined here. But until you see, these are half an apple, until they join, you'll see a microphone. So in this case, you can see they have joined, and there's a lot you can do under users. So there's these settings here that you can use to mute all your users, maybe except the presenter. You can lock viewers. You can as well save their usernames and many other options that you have. Again, you have other options for the students or for the users. So you just click for any user. You have other options of having a private chat. You can give the whiteboard access, so this is the access you're talking about, so that they're able to actually present or do anything that you feel they need to use the whiteboard. You can make them presenters, so they're able to present. You can as well promote them to moderators. You can as well remove them. You can remove the users. So that's what you can do. But again, these are only meant for the host of the meeting. For the students, they don't have those capabilities. So let's go back to our whiteboard. So the options we have here is you have your topic that you're presenting. You can record what you're teaching, and that's what we call flipped classroom, in case you want to share the pre-recorded versions of what you're teaching. So it gives you that option. Then you have the connection status, probably just tell you how your connection is. Then we have other options that you can use, other actions for the system. You can make full screen like now if you feel it's worth it. There are other settings that you can make it to the system. If you want to disable animation, you just click, or you toggle between that and that. You can as well change your language. If you feel there are other language that you understand, you can use that, and many other options. Notifications, there are many other options. So when you're done with that, you can save. On your far right, there are tools again you can use or interact with it. Something to mention that these are methodology of interacting with your students in a more lively way, so that you're able to engage your learners in a live event like this one of teaching and learning. So you want to engage your student in different methodology of teaching. So the other tools that you can use, you can draw, you can use different colors. We are going to do that and see how these ones are appropriate. So as you move down to your whiteboard, there are other options. For the plus signs, there are more actions that you can do. One, manage presentations. For example, I wanted to share a slide. You can click that. You can as well drag your file here, or you can browse through your files in the computer if there are any other saved documents. So in this case, I wanted to present something on waste management. I can do that, and then you upload. So it takes about a few seconds to around 1 minute, to depending on the size of what you want to present. So as that continues, let's look at other options. You can as well start a poll. Polling is almost kind of a survey that you can do to your class, just to find out what they know about a particular topic or a particular topic about of what you're teaching. So we'll come back to that. So this is what you'll have, and this is what I'm presenting. So student will be able to see my slides from the other side about waste management. So you can navigate through the slides. Yeah, if you want to make them, you can zoom in, how big, how small. You can as well make them a full screen, how you want to present. So let's look how we can use these other tools. You can click the tools. You can make changes of what you want to talk about. So different methodology. You can use a pen to make a point. Yeah, you can use different just to play around, and of course want to strengthen a point in what you are presenting. So you can use those tools to highlight, to pinpoint. You can use different thickness using that tool, as you can see. If you feel you're done with those annotations, you can as well undo them or undo all the notations. Just click the delete button, or you clear all the notations. So you can as well turn this board to a multi-user kind of, and you can allow your students to make adjustments or pinpoint a point there. So in this case, you can see one of the students want to do something. Let's see. You can see they have already drawn. So it gives you an opportunity to interact with the students. So if you feel that interaction is over, you can disable that and clear all the annotations. So that's how these tools are very useful in terms of making an interactive learning sessions. Other than managing presentation, you can as well start a poll. A poll is almost like carrying out a survey on a particular subject or any activity. For example, I'll pose a question to student. Who do you think will be the 5th president of Kenya? Then you provide different response types. There can be a true false question, A, B, C, D. It can be a yes, no, or user response. Give them an opportunity to write. So in this case, I want to give different choices. So number 1, you can have Baba. Number 2, we have Hustler. Number 3, you can have Mudavadi. Then number 4, you can have Alonzo. Whoever. Then you start the poll. So they will see this from the other end, and for example, you can see one of the students has said Baba, and of course, depending on their choices, you can publish the poll. So you can see the poll has been published, and this is a way you can have an interaction, a live interaction with your students in a particular topic or any other that you feel you need to engage your students. Other than the polls, you can share an external video. So you click that, and then you just copy the video URL. So in this case, let's see if you can get a video and share. So there's something that you wanted to present in form of a video, you can share the URL, and that is what is displayed on the whiteboard.
In this video, you will learn how to perform gram staining. This technique utilizes a 4-step staining procedure.
So that's how you're able to share external videos of any video that you feel is important for the student to know. In this case, I wanted the student to know about procedure and how to do a gram stain. Other option is you can select student to view or give an opportunity for the student to present something. You can always choose them so that they're able to make presentations, whether either group work or any other thing. Other than that, you can as well mute your mic just to listen to what students are saying. So you can toggle between muting and muting. You can increase your device audios if there are other connections that have been done. You can as well share your webcam, so in case you want to at least add a visual kind of, to have an audio visual sessions with your student. Probably you're able to share your webcam, so they're able to see you and what actually you're presenting. You can as well share your screen. Here you are looking at different other options. You can as well share your entire screen. In this case, you click what you want to share, then you share. You can as well share just a particular window that has been opened in your taskbar. In this case, let's share this big blue button, and that's what they're going to present. So you can navigate through there. They're able to see that. So this is what you can as well stop sharing if you are done. You can as well share your entire screen. In this case, just click here, then share. You can see your screen is loading. You can as well share your Chrome tab, so whatever that is, you can share also. It will take you to exactly that. So that's how you're able to share your screen and many others. You can minimize your presentations. In case a student has raised his hands, you can always see that. For example, one student has raised his hand. You have the opportunity to lower if you feel it's necessary. So that's how you're able to interact with this system to make a live presentation, to engage your student in a more appropriate manner, so that you bring that interactiveness just in a normal physical class. So BigBlueButton will give you a variety of options to use, from whiteboard, uploading presentations, whiteboard controls, where you can do texting, drawing, etc. You can as well make a multi-user whiteboard so that you're able to interact with the student. You can share your notes. You can use emojis. You can do polling. You can have breakout rooms. So it gives you all those options that you can have. So when you are done with your recording, remember you can record as a flipped classroom, in case for future similar class you can share that. Then you go to, when you're done, you can end the meeting, and that's how you end your sessions. Thank you. Let's meet for another video.